July 5th, 2022. Halfcast 321, episode 321. Let's go. Of course, I have a few things to share with you guys. An evening of reflection. Shall we? California woman pardoned 27 years after killing the man who trafficked her as a teen. California Governor Gavin Newsom has pardoned Sarah Cruzan, who was convicted as a teen of murder for killing a man who sexually abused and trafficked her. Cruzan was 16 in 1994 when she killed George Gilbert Howard in a motel room in Riverside, California. The following year, she was convicted of murder and sentenced to life in prison. During her trial, she said that Howard had sexually abused her and trafficked her for sex from the time that she was just 13 years old. What's especially disappointing to me about this story is the system only found her when it was time to give her life in prison. They were not there to offer her any alternatives when she decided to take a stand and take back control of her body and take control of her life. In 2011, then Governor Arnold, chasing the maids around the mansion, Schwarzenegger had commuted her sentence to life with the possibility of parole. She was paroled in 2013 and released from jail, but the conviction still stood, is still on the record. In his pardon, Newsom said that Cruzan had provided evidence that she is living an upright life and has demonstrated her fitness for restoration of civic rights and responsibilities. Since then, Miss Cruzan has transformed her life and dedicated herself to community service. Newsom wrote, "This act of clemency for Miss Cruzan does not minimize or forgive her conduct or the harm it caused. It does recognize the work she has done since to transform herself." Okay, hold on, because at some point, what this girl was going through at such a young age, she had the wherewithal to make a conscious decision that this is not going to be the rest of her life with no help from the system. The transformation began of her own volition before the law even stepped in. A governor's pardon does not overturn a conviction. I'm a little biased, I don't care, but it relieves a person of some of the collateral consequences of a criminal conviction. Despite the pardon, Cruzan is still a convicted felon in the state of California. Cruzan's legal team has sent a formal request to the Riverside County District Attorney's Office asking them to review the case and ask the court to overturn her conviction. If the conviction is overturned, Cruzan will no longer have a criminal record. Let's go. Let's get that off of there. According to the Los Angeles Times, Cruzan says that the decision has released these invisible chains that I didn't realize were still taloned in me. Do I want to move forward with love, or do I want to move forward with fear, anger, and pain? Cruzan said to the newspaper, "Now I want to move forward in love, and that takes a lot of courage to do that." Aide to Mayor Eric Adams robbed at gunpoint in Brooklyn. Tell everyone you hate being mayor without saying you hate being mayor, unless you're a crooked mayor, and then it's not so bad. A 33-year-old aide to Mayor Eric Adams was robbed at gunpoint on Tuesday morning while scouting a location in Brooklyn ahead of Adams' visit, police said. Now, Mayor Adams has been very honest and very open in letting the public know that New York City has a bad gun problem. So I can only imagine when he heard that his aide got robbed and he said, "Please tell me it wasn't a gun. Please tell me it wasn't a gun. Please tell me it wasn't a gun. It was a gun." Fuck. The aide, identified as Chris by Adams press secretary Fabian Levi, was approached around 10:30 a.m. at the intersection of Navy and Sand Streets by two men who demanded his wallet and cell phone. According to police, he refused their commands and was shoved to the ground before the suspects took off with the items. At least one of the attackers made his getaway on a city bike. Because nothing screams New York City like giving your muggers an alternative to public transportation. Authorities said that one suspect was wearing a blue and white sweatshirt, while the other was wearing sunglasses and a blue mask. In a statement to 1010 Wins, Levi said Chris works hard for the city every day and he deserves to be safe while conducting his job just like every other New Yorker. His press secretary added that Adams' top priority remains public safety and it is no overnight fix. Fair enough. Public safety has been Mayor Adams' top priority since day one, and that is why the NYPD is working diligently every day to reduce crime. He said, as the mayor said today, he wants results as quickly as possible. And while we have seen progress over the last few months, taking more than 3,000 guns off the streets and reducing shootings and homicides by double digits, there is no overnight fix. He inherited this problem. Today's incident only further highlights the urgency to get dangerous guns and dangerous people off our streets as quickly as possible. He added, New York City employees are city residents, and we will do everything in our power to keep all New Yorkers safe. No arrests have been made at this time. Air conditioner thief in Allen Park leaves behind ID card crack pipe. So isn't your ID card and crack pipe two forms of ID, like a birth certificate and social security card? Every crack pipe is unique to its user, like a fingerprint. A man and woman who recently shoplifted at an Allen Park store made one huge mistake that thieves always try to avoid. The man left behind a bag that contained his identification card. Police said the incident, if you're robbing something, why would you have your ID on you in the first place in the event that you might get away with shooting someone in alias? Please don't do that. The incident occurred at about 4:30 p.m. June 24th at Loew's 23111 Outer Drive. Police were sent to the store on the report of a retail fraud that had just taken place. A store employee told an officer that a man and woman entered the store at 3:44 p.m. and made their way to the area that had air conditioning units for sale. The man selected 2 units and the woman selected one, placing them in their cart. While at a self checkout lane, self checkout is an open invite for this type of behavior. The man grabbed a Reese's peanut butter candy bar. He scanned and paid for only the candy, but not the 3 air conditioners that had a total value of over $1,000. I'm almost positive they would have sold all 3 air conditioners to go back and smoke crack in a sweltering apartment. They walked out of the store and loaded their stolen air conditioners into the back of a silver Kia Sportage that had an out of state license plate and then fled the area. However, the officer was informed that the man left behind a laptop bag near the store's air conditioners. Inside the bag, police found a Michigan bridge card with a name on it. The officer also discovered a crack pipe in the front pocket of a cigarette box. The way this story is unfolding so far, I can't help but to picture the brand of cigarettes being Marlboro Red. Police used the name on the bridge card to identify the suspect by accessing his driver's license photo and matching it with images captured by the store's security cameras. So if this guy wouldn't have left his ID behind, he could have gotten away because the car had an out of state plate. It's not registered to him. What else would the police have to go on? The Allen Park Police Department had this bit of advice that was posted on its Facebook page. One key point to remember for future shopping: don't leave a bag with your ID and crack pipe in it. The post states this makes it super easy to identify you. Talking shit. Man touched women, girls at Union City pool. Prosecutor charges. maybe I'm the one that's just over analyzing this, but a grown single man at a public pool where everyone else is with their women, their wives, and their children just seems really out of pocket to me. Not even a lifeguard, just walking around with Speedos and goggles alone. This man touched multiple women and girls at the Union City pool, Hudson County prosecutor Esther Suarez alleged on Tuesday. It looked like his hair was still wet when they caught him. On Sunday, shocked by Vidoria, 40 of Jersey City, was taken into police custody on charges relating to sex crimes on two women and two girls at the Union City public pool. The victims were a 12-year-old girl, an 11-year-old girl, a 33-year-old woman, and a 34-year-old woman. He's just grab ass all over the place, said the county prosecutor. The man did not know them. The unwanted sexual contact occurred while they were waiting in line and in the actual pool itself. While they wait for the police, they could have held his head underwater just for a little bit, not to drown them, but just enough to give him a little bit of brain damage. Vidoria is charged with 2 counts of sexual assault by contact in the second degree, 2 counts of third degree endangering the welfare of a child, and 2 counts of fourth degree criminal sexual contact. And I hope they make him register as a sex offender. He was arrested at the Hudson County Prosecutor's Office in Jersey City and transported to the Hudson County Correctional Facility pending his first court appearance. The Hudson County Prosecutor has filed a detention motion, which means she would like him to be held in jail, and that hearing is tentatively scheduled to be heard this Friday. The investigation and arrest was done by the Hudson County Prosecutor's Office, Special Victims Unit, and Union County Police. Fun show, fun show, fun show. That being said, I'm going to wrap this one up, but I'll be sure to talk to you guys very, very soon. Adios.